Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode we will be taking a look at the Kershaw Chill, so stay tuned. I came across this knife at Lowe's for 20 bucks and also online, Amazon, $20. When I was looking at the knife display, this sort of jumped out. It sort of jumped out, you know what I mean? Because the Kershaw line of knives lately all seem to be black with a bead blasted blades. And as a matter of fact, a lot of companies just seem to follow the same thing. So they all sort of look like replicas, drones, clones. As a matter of fact, I think Kershaw actually has a knife called the drone. But this stood out, and the reason why is because it's so thin, so light, so clean, and it's only 2 ounces, and I think this would make a great budget or value EDC. So let's take a close look. Out of the packaging, you can see this is a very slim, compact, thin knife, and again, very light, 2 ounces. It's just a awesome little EDC knife, and the looks of it so far. Haven't even opened it yet. Outside here, you can see the scales are G10. You have a clip here, held on by some Torx screws. Only 2, and it is kind of thin, but in your pocket it would make it even look less conspicuous. Really small. It feels nice and tight. Actually, it might be overly tight, pressing up against the texture on the G10 scales. It's not overly aggressive, but it's definitely functional without tearing your hands or pocket apart. So, pretty good job. Very skyline-ish, if you know what I'm talking about, as far as its looks and texture and everything. You can see on the back, you have a back spacer here, closes things off. Might not allow pocket lint to pass through, so it'll make it a little bit harder to clean up, but it does give it a nice clean look. The back of the scale, I like that, because when you're holding it reverse grip, your thumb just goes over. This is the shape that I prefer. You could see, nice, large lanyard hole. You could definitely get G10. You could definitely get 550 cord through there. And you can see construction is also Torx screw construction if you need to take this apart. Pivot screw right there. You could use your Torx screwdriver to adjust that. And you have a kicker. If you notice, there's no thumb studs, just that little flipper or kicker or whatever you want to call it. Really nice. You can see this is a liner lock right there. And inside there, if you look very closely, you could see that it uses bronze phosphorus washers, not Teflon washers. That's kind of a surprise. And again, you can see the blade stop right there as you're looking in, and then you can see the washer there a little more closely. There you go. There's your close-up of everything closed. So let's go ahead and flip this open. This is not an assisted opening, it's just a manual flipper. Comes right out with no problem. And again, skyline-ish. You can see that deep finger choil right there. Kind of a little smallish for my hands. I have large hands, so this might be like an ideal knife for those of you who have small hands. You have a little bit of a thumb ramp right here. Surprisingly, though, they didn't put jimping on it. It would have been freaking awesome if they would have put jimping on there, but it's good. And you can see how that flipper, once it's open, comes down and acts like a finger guard. So if you are stabbing, it will keep your finger from sliding. Let's see, no up and down play, no side to side play. There's your liner lock. There's your lock up right in the center, so there is some room for wear as we go down. Tell you what, let's go ahead and close this up. Take a look at blade centering. Looks just a hair off, not by much. It's almost perfect. So really good there out of the box. Blade steel and blade length. The blade length is 3.1 inches. It's bead blast finish, hollow grind. Also very thin. Blade materials, HCR 13 MOV. That's similar to OS 8 or 440B, if you need a comparison. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of things here. It does clearly state HCR 13 MOV, made in China. There's the model number, 3410. And this was designed by R.J. Martin. Real nice drop point, slim blade. There is some flat area here, so if you do have a sharpening system that requires a flat area to clamp onto, you are in business. You are okay. The overall length of this knife when open is 7.125 inches. And this is a plain edge, but they do make a combo blade also, which Kershaw put some really nice serrations on this particular knife. Now let's, you know what, I forgot to cover out here. The clip can be mounted both tip up and tip down. It comes tipped down out of the box, but you can move that clip to the other side so it's tip up. However, left-handed folks, you are left out to dry. Bad Kershaw. So that really covers everything, and I've actually covered some of the tests that I usually do. Ergonomics, again, are very good, especially for those of you who have medium to small hands, both regular grip and reverse grip. Blade centering, I said, was okay, and lockup was great. Let's take a look at how well this will cut out of the box. It's a little rough. Let's see. Well, actually, it was push cutting right there, but pretty good. Actually, this is pretty sharp out of the box. Let's grab a piece of wood here. Let's go ahead and make sure this point, you know, the metal was heat treated properly. Should be able to handle some light stabbing. Again, this is just normal EDC. It's not really any kind of defensive blade, even though it's black. It's scary. But I do this just to make sure the tip doesn't roll or bend or do something stupid due to poor heat treatment. And you can see there that the tip is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So, very, very nice, little, cheap EDC knife. Let me tell you, Kershaw hit a home run with this knife. Or actually, they made it to third base with this knife, almost to home plate. I think they would have hit a complete home run out of the park if they would have put some jimping on that thumb ramp. But other than that, really, really great job, great value knife. You could probably find this even cheaper than $20 if you look and catch it on sale. So, highly recommended. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.